Why the hell did I avoid this movie for so long? I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore stars Melanie Lynskey, Elijah Wood, and is directed by Macon Blair. What's up, guys? Welcome to another Netflix movie review. Netflix has really just hit their stride these last couple years with so much great original content. For some reason, this movie, I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore, has caught my eye so many times just flipping through, but for some reason I just never click on it. And then finally the other day I decided, you know what, I'm gonna give this thing a chance because I've heard a lot of great reviews about it. And boy am I glad I did, because this was not only great but refreshing. You know, in a climate right now where we have mostly like superhero type movies, big science fiction blockbusters, you know, everything is just like kind of run of the mill lately. It's nice to watch just a good dramatic thriller, and that's what this is. But first off, let's get into the plot. Melanie Lynskey plays Ruth, and she is the main star of this movie. And right away, you're going to understand what type of character she is. And I think there's a lot of people in this world that are like Ruth. You know, she is middle-aged, and she's kind of just fed up with life and people in general, you know. And I think sometimes we just get to a point like this in life where we're just like annoyed by everything, you know, especially in the digital age. And so right away we can relate to her, and that's a big strong point for this movie. And so the first like 15 minutes of this is just her having, you know, bad experience after bad experience. You know, her days are just really horrible. And then she runs into Tony, played by Elijah Wood, whose dog just craps in her yard. And as soon as she confronts him, you're thinking that this is going to go one way when it actually goes a different way. He turns out to be a pretty cool, if not eccentric guy. And they just kind of develop this relationship, almost like they need each other to survive this crazy world. But then, after all that, this thing turns into, you know, kind of a crime thriller. And it gets pretty crazy. First off, from watching it, this felt very familiar. If you remember, I believe it was last year, the movie Green Room came out. And Green Room had kind of this vibe to it. And this one definitely felt like that. Director Macon Blair, he was actually in Green Room and Blue Ruin. And he actually wrote this story. And one thing about Blue Ruin and Green Room is the characters. The characters were just so rich, and sometimes they would be hilarious, and then other times when they were in danger, you were scared to death for them. And there was something about those movies that felt like they had an advantage in those areas above other like crime thrillers. This one is the same way. It feels like that. Sometimes it even feels like a Coen Brothers movie. But the biggest thing that I love about this so much are the characters. And there's so many of them. Like it's like every scene you get introduced to some new characters, and they're phenomenal every time. Hell, even the background characters have moments where they shine. But the relationship between Ruth and Tony is so good, so rich, and so funny at times. And one familiar face that caught my eye was Jane Levy, who was also in Don't Breathe and the Evil Dead remake. Everything she does is just gold to me. Like, there's nothing that I've seen from her that I haven't liked. And she plays a really eccentric character in this. And she's not even the lead, you know. She's not in all of the movie, but in the scenes that she is in, she really stands out. Another thing I love about this is how realistic the violence is. And in my Green Room review, I was constantly talking about that. How the violence in that movie felt so real. This is the same way. And what's great about that is it makes the characters feel that much more real. And you care for them because the violence feels so real. But guys, I was so pleasantly surprised by this. If you haven't seen this movie, please do yourself a favor. Take a break from the multiplex and check this out. It's on Netflix right now. I would give this a high purchase worthy. No kidding. It was fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what Macon Blair puts out next. You can tell he took some notes from Green Room and Blue Ruin. This was just excellent. So anyway, guys, post in the comments what you thought of this movie. As you can tell, I'm not saying the name of the movie anymore because it's so freaking long. Also, come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day. On Fridays, we do Free For All Fridays. Follow me at Drumdums on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and now Stardust. Jesus, so much social media. And I just got on Stardust. If you don't know what that is an app for movie lovers. And you can do what I'm doing right now, just in little 30-second increments. After you watch a movie, you post on your phone what you watched in 30 seconds and tell if you liked it or not. And then it goes out to all your friends. You know, you can follow each other and post comments and all that good stuff. But if you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and Drumdum out.